Hello, my name is Teresa. I was really bored and I wanted to do a Q&A video. So I started asking around between all my friends and like really random people on the internet. Like I went to chat rooms and I was like, hey, I'm doing a Q&A video and I'll send you the link for it when I'm done if you give me a question. So I got a whole bunch of really awesome questions here. And I'm going to read them out loud and then answer them. Okay, so my first question: was snorting drugs invented by the CIA to see if drug users were stupid enough to put powders up their noses? Yes. I don't actually know the answer to that. In my opinion, I have no idea. I don't care. If you want to do drugs, go ahead. I don't care who invented it. I think it's not cool. But, I mean, hey, if that's your thing, that's your thing. I can't really judge you. How did you get so cute? Somebody asked me, how did you get so cute? Next question. What's your ultimate not sex fantasy? I think that really depends on, like, what your definition of fantasy is. And in my case, I don't know. I don't really have a fantasy or, like, a not sex fantasy. Not that my ultimate not sex fantasy. I don't know. I guess, to get married and have a really big house. Like, I want a house, like, maybe not big, like a moderate size, like 3 bedrooms, a bathroom, a nice kitchen, a dining room, and, like, a living room or den, or, like, whatever you call it. But, like, one of the bedrooms I'd probably convert into, like, a reading room type thing. Like, it would still be a bedroom, but I'd probably have all my books in there. Like, my thing is I really want to have a room with shelves and shelves upon books and really nice, like, lights in there and, like, a big window and, like, a good place to sit and read. I think that would be mine. Like, the kitchen, I don't know. I would kind of like to have a nice big oven and a stove because I like to cook. I mean, I'm not great at it right now, but I do like to cook and bake. Next question. What is your biggest regret, or what are the things you regret? The biggest thing I regret, I don't know, I guess, I don't really have a lot of, like, I think my biggest regret is not listening to my mom, in regards to, college and getting a job. She said, take a year off, and, get a job or even just do part-time at the community college. And I didn't. I went ahead, and without having a job and without doing any years of community college, I just went straight into a 4-year college. And it's really draining me right now, and it's a lot of stress. And, like, I've adjusted now, but, like, at first, I wasn't at all prepared for it. It was nothing like high school like everyone says it was, or it's supposed to be. And I regret not doing a part-time at the community college or even full-time at community college along with, a part-time job. It's just, one of those stupid little things, I guess. So what are the things you regret? Not studying hard in school. Not, especially in, like, high school, not studying enough to get, that one higher letter grade that would get me that scholarship that would be helping me now in college. Because, I'm really big on that right now, I guess. College is my big kick. I'm in my 2nd year, my 1st year of my major because I just declared. I don't know, I just feel like, I want to do well. I'm doing speech therapy, and I want to be able to help people, but I can't do that unless I have the grades, and I can't get the grades unless I'm there, and if I'm, I have to have money to be there. So, my big thing is, I regret not, working harder so I can be where I am today, happier. Like, I like where I am, but, I would be so much more stress-free if, like, I knew I could pay for stuff. So, like, things like that, I guess. My next question was, do you have any pets? I do have pets. I have 2 cats. Neither of them are in here with me right now. I have 2 tabby cats. One is, like, orange, and one is gray. The orange one is named Punk, and the gray one is named Tiger. Tiger we got when I was, like, 8. I think actually right before my 8th birthday. So he's like 11 years old. He's an old kitty. He runs into walls and stuff. It's kind of funny. And then my one cat, Punk, he came like a year or so after, I guess. and he has cataracts in his eyes, so he's like half blind, so he runs into stuff but not on purpose, and they both just sleep a lot. They're old. I mean, they're inside-outside cats, so they're like fit. Except, like, Tiger eats everything, so he's fat. But yes, I have 2 kitties. They're fat. And I'm going to ask my mom, because a friend offered me a turtle, and I want a turtle really bad. I love turtles. So I might have a turtle soon. I used to have fish, but I killed them. You kind of have to feed those every day. I usually only did about once a week. And they kind of died really fast. It was gross, like, scooping them out. So, what race are you? Somebody asked me, what race are you? This is clearly my race. Do you belong to any fandoms? Yes, I do. I am not, like, overly obsessed with things to the point where I'm, like, writing fanfics and, like, doing stuff on Tumblr and on, like, all their forums. I really like Harry Potter. I'm really big on the Hunger Games. That is, like, my thing. A friend of mine, he introduced it to me when I was in, like, 9th grade. Like, I absolutely fell in love with it. I was like, oh my god, I have to read this book. So, like, every time I, got a hold of the book, I definitely read it. I have all 3 books now. And I think that's really it. I liked Twilight for a little while. But, like, then the movies came out, and I was like, this isn't as good as I thought it was. I kind of outgrew it, I guess. It was, like, one of those young teen things. Like, oh my gosh, it's so great. It's a girl falling in love with a vampire. And then I realized how terrible it actually was. And I was like, oh, I'm a terrible person for liking this. Have you seen the movie Oblivion, and do you hate it? I have not seen that movie. I've never even actually heard of it. Like, somebody asked me that, like, for one of my questions for this, and I just kind of, like, looked, and I was like, I don't even know what this is. So I guess I'll have to watch that movie, and then maybe I'll do, like, a review or something on it. I don't know. I'll have to come back and answer it and be like, yes, I have seen it, and then I can say if I hate it or not, but I haven't actually seen it. Do you like writing? I do like writing. I haven't written in a really, really long time, though. Like, I used to do it, like, all the time, but I don't know. Either I outgrew loving it as much, or I just don't have the time. I mean, I don't really know. I just haven't written nearly as much as I used to. Like, in high school, I was writing all the time. And now I feel like anytime I write, it's just for an essay for school or something. Do you have strange obsessions? I have strange temporary obsessions, like, when I was younger, I was obsessed with wolves for, like, my entire freshman year of high school. Like, I wanted to be a wolf. Like, I say like a lot. When I was 14, and I had just read Twilight for the first time, and I was like, oh my god, werewolves, such a cool idea. Except they're not actually werewolves, they're just, like, shapeshifters, because they could change at will. I wanted to be that, and I created this world inside my head so intense, I actually believed I was a shapeshifter wolf. I don't know. For a while, it was owls. For, like, 5 years. Absolutely obsessed with owls. I still really like them, and I know tons about them, just not nearly as obsessed about them. And I don't know, is that strange? I like animals, I guess. Next question. What's the strangest dream you've ever had? Okay, that one is... Okay, I think that one would probably be... I was, like, 8 when this happened, I think. And this was on my dream, and I went to go get my younger sister a birthday present, and she liked Barney. I think she was, like, 6 when I was 8, so yeah, I guess that makes sense. She was a young 6. And she liked Barney, so I went around to all these stores, and I was by myself, I was in my dream, and I was like, hey, do you have a Barney doll? And I wanted, like, a big one that moved and talked and sang and hugged, and, because I was like, oh, that'd be a great present. So I finally got to this giant warehouse, and this guy said, yes, I have this giant Barney, come in the back and see. And I went in the back of the warehouse, and this, like, 30-foot tall Barney doll, you had to, like, press its foot, and it started dancing and talking, and then, like, out of nowhere, it became... it, like, came alive with its own thinking head and everything, and became, like, absolutely, completely savage. I dreamt about a savage Barney. It basically tore down the entire warehouse. It started chasing me, and I was, like, screaming and running to the school. That wasn't even my school. Like, I don't even know where I came up with this this image of the school. But I got to, like, the school parking lot, and I was going to go hide in this teacher's car, but everyone was coming out from the school. And at first I was like, oh, okay, good, they're, like, not going in the building where this giant Barney doll could crush them, and then I realized this teacher had some weird, like, thing, I think it was in their car, that was like a jaguar or cheetah, like, seat cover, and it came alive and formed back into, like, a live animal, and had gotten into the school to chase people, and was now coming out. And then Barney and the cheetah leopard thing started, like, fighting each other. I think that's the strangest dream I've ever had. I don't think I've had anything to top that. It was pretty bizarre. Not gonna lie, it's pretty bizarre.